So here I have a little bit of a landing page that contains an AI chatbot. I can ask it questions. What can I ask you about, for instance? So this is based upon OpenAI and ChatGPT, and it contains a RAG database backend. As you can see, it's already a kick-ass sales executive trying to sell AINIRO's products. But more importantly, show the Chuck Norris widget. Show me the Chuck Norris widget. So more importantly is that it's actually got widgets that are triggered as part of the natural conversation with the AI chatbot. And I created two widgets. Show me the contact us form, show me the subscribe to newsletter widgets. So these widgets are like, small physical, John at doe.com. So such small widgets are like, small widgets that are triggered automatically inline in the chat conversation as an integrated part of the conversation with the AI chatbots. And they, of course, can contain, stuff such as purchase forms, checkout forms, subscribe to newsletter forms, fully complex and rich apps. I've created database-backed apps, etc., etc. But more importantly than what you're looking at on the screen now is actually how did we create that AI chatbot. So now let's have a look at how we created it. So technically these aren't ChatGPT apps because you cannot install them inside of ChatGPT. But they are very similar because they are small micro apps that you can host inside of an AI chatbot and trigger on demand. So with that in mind, let's create an AI chatbot. So now I want the AI chatbot to be based upon AINIRO.io. And I want it to scrape 5 pages, and I want an escalate email function. So what the LLM is doing now, it is first creating a new machine learning type. And then it is going to start crawling and scraping up to 5 pages from AINIRO.io. And then it is going to generate hyperlambda required to send an email, which ends up becoming an API method that the front end can, or the AI agent actually, can access on demand. Because what we're creating first now is not a widget, but we're actually creating an AI function that the AI chatbot can execute on demand. So now we need to vectorize the type, but we don't want to vectorize it quite yet. So let's first tell it I want to create an embed script for it. Right, so now we want to have an embed script that allows us to embed the AI chatbot on any page we want. We are going to afterwards create a landing page, but first let's create the embed script. I want a light orange gradient BG and dark blue text and dark orange, very dark orange hyperlinks. So now let's see what it comes up with. It's using the modern bubbles theme. We have 5 themes out of the box, but you can also create your own as you see fit. So here is the embed script. Now we want to create a kick-ass landing page based upon USPs from AINIRO.io. Focus on white label options and marketing things. Then embed the AI chatbot onto my page and save it as AINIRO marketing.html. So now when this process is done, we already have a landing page with an AI chatbot that's based upon the data from AINIRO.io and that contains an escalate to human function, allowing the AI chatbot to actually send an email to me if people are chatting with the AI chatbot but wants to talk to a human being for some reasons. So now we've spent 4 minutes and we have the AI chatbot, we have the landing page, we've based it upon RAG data from AINIRO.io, we've generated a hyperlambda function to send emails, and now all that is remaining is to create our widgets afterwards and vectorize the AI chatbots. So let's have a look at how the landing page looks like. We can access it here now. And as we can see, it's a fairly kick-ass landing page based upon, orange. But nothing still quite works yet because we haven't vectorized the model. So before we vectorized it, I want to create 2 widgets and associate with the type. One widget, widget 1 displays a Chuck Norris joke once a button is clicked. Make it very colorful and use the Chuck Norris API. I don't need an API for this. 2. Widget 2 is a subscribe to newsletter widget. Make it with a modern design and I'll need an API and a database. Store items in the database when saved. Let's see what it comes up with now. So this part requires practice, I need to emphasize. And you become better at it over time. And also these AI workflows that exists already in Magic kind of like serves as guardrails, helping you. Here's a suggested schema. Yes, it looks good for me. And every time the LLM needs additional information, it will actually stop and ask the user for that information. Now you see it's creating a database for me. Then it's creating a table to store items in. And then it is going to create a subscribe to newsletter widget that it associates with my AI chatbot, such that if I ask a question, such as, I want to talk with a human being or something like that, then the widget will be displayed. Vectorize the type. So now let's, what prompt did you use for your contact us form? Just to see how we can trigger it. All of these things can be prompt engineered and, widgets can be embedded into here is the prompt, when associating it with the machine learning type, please. So, because I need to know what to write into the AI chatbot to actually trigger the widget, right? I associated the current send email. Prompt send an email. So now I can tell it to vectorize the guy. Vectorize the type, and then I can actually start using my widgets. So now if I go to this AI chatbot and I tell it to, I want to display the Chuck Norris widget. Let me look at the prompt here for the show newsletter subscription widget. Yeah. And here is our Chuck Norris widget, completely integrated. It's got backend logic, but not inside of the cloudlet. It's actually invoking Chuck Norris API. So it's a fairly complex widget actually, as you can see. And then if we tell this thing to show me the subscribe widget. And now I want to demonstrate something before I actually supply my name and email. Connect to the database and return all records. So now I wanted to connect to the database it's using to store names and emails. Actually, I guess we can do it here from SQL Studio instead. What was the guy's name? Select all from. And as you can see here, there are no items. If I now supply my name and thomas@ainiro.io and I click subscribe here and I go back here now, you will actually see one record.